I had a patient last year whose kidney function had quietly dropped by nearly a third before a single symptom ever showed up. No pain, no warning, nothing that would have told her anything was wrong. She found out during a routine blood test, completely by accident, at an age when she still felt perfectly healthy. That case has stayed with me because it captures something I wish more people understood about their kidneys. These are two of the most underappreciated organs in your entire body, filtering your blood around the clock, and they can lose a significant portion of their function long before you ever feel a single thing. The good news, and the reason I'm making this video, is that what you eat has a real measurable effect on how well your kidneys hold up over the years. And today, I'm going to rank the 5 best foods for exactly that. I am Dr. James Parker, and before we get into the list, I want you to understand why food matters so much specifically for kidney health after 60. Your kidneys filter roughly 50 gallons of blood every single day, removing waste products, balancing minerals like sodium and potassium, and helping regulate your blood pressure in the process. As you age, kidney function naturally declines to some degree, even in healthy people, and that decline accelerates considerably faster in the presence of high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, chronic inflammation, and oxidative stress. 4 things that are directly influenced, for better or worse, by what ends up on your plate every day. The 5 foods I'm about to walk you through were chosen specifically because they address these exact mechanisms, and I've ranked them from good to the single most protective choice on the list. So stick with me all the way to the end, because the food at number 1 might genuinely surprise you. Before we start, if you watched my last video on the 7 walking mistakes people over 60 make without realizing it, you know I like giving you information that's immediately useful, not just interesting to hear. This video works the same way. 5 specific, easy-to-find foods you can start adding to your routine as early as tonight's dinner. Let's get into the list. Number 5 is red bell peppers. And I like starting here because this is one of the most underrated vegetables when it comes to kidney health specifically. A lot of vegetables that are excellent for general health are actually fairly high in potassium, which can be a real concern for kidneys that are already under strain, since struggling kidneys have a harder time clearing excess potassium from the blood. Red bell peppers are a genuine exception, offering a lower potassium profile compared to many other vegetables, while still delivering an impressive amount of vitamin C and antioxidants. That vitamin C content matters directly for kidney tissue, since oxidative stress, essentially cellular damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals, is one of the quiet, ongoing contributors to kidney decline over the years, and vitamin C works specifically to help neutralize that oxidative damage before it accumulates. Red bell peppers also contain other antioxidant compounds beyond vitamin C alone, including specific carotenoids that have been studied for their broader anti-inflammatory effects throughout the body. The combination of a kidney-friendly lower potassium profile with a genuinely strong antioxidant punch is exactly why red bell peppers earn a spot on this list, even though they're rarely the first food anyone thinks of for kidney protection. A simple way to include them is adding sliced raw red bell pepper to salads, or lightly sautéing them alongside other vegetables as a regular side dish a few times a week. Number 4 is blueberries, and this is a food I recommend constantly, not just for kidney health, but blueberries specifically have research behind them that applies directly to kidney tissue. Blueberries are exceptionally rich in a class of antioxidant compounds called anthocyanins, the same pigments responsible for their deep blue color, and these compounds have a well-documented anti-inflammatory effect throughout the body. This matters enormously for kidney health because chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the primary mechanisms behind gradual kidney function decline, particularly in people with underlying conditions like high blood pressure or elevated blood sugar, both of which become more common with age. By actively working to lower that inflammatory burden, blueberries provide ongoing cumulative protection to kidney tissue that builds the more consistently they're part of your diet, rather than offering a one-time benefit. Blueberries are also naturally low in sodium and relatively moderate in potassium compared to many other fruits, making them a genuinely safe, regular choice for most people focused on kidney health. Though, as always, anyone with more advanced kidney disease should confirm specific portion sizes with their doctor. A simple way to use them is a small handful added to breakfast, whether that's oatmeal, yogurt, or simply eaten on their own as a daily habit. Number 3 is garlic. And I want to explain the specific mechanism here because it's a bit different from the antioxidant story we've covered so far. Garlic contains a compound called allicin, released when garlic is crushed or chopped, and allicin has a demonstrated anti-inflammatory effect, along with research suggesting it can help support healthier cholesterol levels. Both of these effects matter directly for kidney health, since your kidneys contain an enormous network of small blood vessels, and anything that supports healthier blood vessels and lower inflammation throughout the body directly benefits kidney function as well. There's a second, more practical reason garlic deserves a place on this list specifically for people focused on kidney health. Excess sodium is one of the most significant dietary contributors to high blood pressure, and high blood pressure over years is one of the leading causes of kidney damage. Garlic, along with onion and other aromatic seasonings, provides genuine, satisfying flavor that allows many people to meaningfully reduce the amount of added salt in their cooking without feeling like their food has become bland or unappealing. This indirect benefit, replacing salt with flavor rather than simply removing flavor altogether, is honestly one of the most practical, sustainable changes I recommend to patients working on lowering their sodium intake for kidney and blood pressure health. A simple way to use this is cooking with fresh garlic regularly, rather than relying on salt as your primary source of flavor in savory dishes. Number 2 is cauliflower, a vegetable that quietly checks nearly every box we've discussed so far in this video. Cauliflower is naturally low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, 3 minerals that matter enormously for kidney health, since kidneys with reduced function have a harder time clearing excess amounts of all 3 from the bloodstream. This makes cauliflower one of the safest, most versatile vegetable choices for anyone specifically focused on kidney protection, including people managing more advanced kidney concerns under a doctor's guidance. Beyond that favorable mineral profile, cauliflower is a genuinely good source of vitamin C and contains specific compounds called sulforaphane and indoles, both of which have been studied for their anti-inflammatory properties and their potential role in supporting the body's natural detoxification processes, which work in coordination with, rather than replacing, your kidney's own filtering function. Cauliflower is also high in fiber, which supports healthy digestion and gut function, and there's growing research interest in the connection between gut health and kidney health, since certain waste products processed by gut bacteria are ultimately filtered by the kidneys as well. The combination of a favorable mineral profile, genuine anti-inflammatory compounds, and fiber that supports overall digestive and metabolic health is exactly why cauliflower ranks this high on today's list. A simple way to include it is roasting it as a side dish, using it as a lower carbohydrate substitute for rice or mashed potatoes, or adding it to soups and stir-fries. And now, number 1. Olive oil, the choice I consider the single most protective addition you can make to your diet specifically for long-term kidney health. Olive oil, particularly extra virgin olive oil, is rich in monounsaturated fats, and this type of fat has a well-established positive effect on cardiovascular health broadly, which matters enormously for kidney function specifically, since your kidneys depend entirely on healthy blood vessels and efficient blood flow to do their filtering job properly. Beyond the fat profile itself, extra virgin olive oil contains a specific compound called oleocanthal, along with a range of other polyphenol antioxidants, and these compounds have a genuinely strong anti-inflammatory effect that research has linked specifically to kidney tissue protection. This matters because inflammation, as we've discussed throughout this entire video, is one of the core underlying mechanisms behind gradual kidney decline, and olive oil addresses that mechanism about as directly and consistently as any single food can. There's an additional piece that makes olive oil stand out from everything else on this list. Because it can serve as your primary cooking fat and salad dressing, it's a food you can realistically incorporate into nearly every single meal, every single day, which means its protective benefit compounds continuously in a way that occasional foods simply can't match. This combination, meaningful anti-inflammatory compounds, cardiovascular support that directly benefits kidney blood flow, and the genuine ease of incorporating it into daily meals consistently is exactly why olive oil earns the top spot on today's list. A simple way to use it is replacing butter or other cooking oils with extra virgin olive oil for daily cooking, and using it as your primary salad dressing base rather than store-bought dressings that often contain excess sodium and additives. Let's bring this together because I want you to see how these 5 foods work as a genuinely complementary group rather than 5 isolated choices. Red bell peppers and blueberries both bring strong antioxidant protection, working from slightly different angles to reduce oxidative stress on kidney tissue. Garlic offers a practical pathway to reducing sodium intake, one of the most significant dietary levers for kidney and blood pressure health. Cauliflower checks nearly every box at once, low in the specific minerals that matter most, while contributing its own anti-inflammatory compounds and fiber. And olive oil ties the entire list together as a daily foundation, supporting the cardiovascular health your kidneys depend on every single day. None of these require a dramatic diet overhaul or expensive specialty products. They're accessible, ordinary foods, most of which are already sitting in a grocery store near you, and the real protective benefit comes not from eating any one of them once, but from making them a consistent, regular part of your meals over months and years. I do want to add one important note before we finish. If you already have a diagnosed kidney condition, particularly anything beyond the earliest stages, please talk to your doctor or a renal dietitian before making significant dietary changes, since specific mineral restrictions can vary considerably depending on your individual kidney function and overall health picture. Everything in today's video is meant as general guidance for supporting healthy kidney function and slowing age-related decline, not as a specific treatment plan for an existing diagnosed condition. If this list gave you some genuinely practical additions for your next grocery trip, take a second and tap that like button. It helps this information reach more people who are looking for real, doctor-backed ways to protect their kidneys as they age. And tell me in the comments, which of these 5 foods do you already eat regularly, and which one are you going to try this week? I read every comment, and it shapes exactly what I bring you next. Before you go, if today's video got you thinking about protecting your body proactively, my last video covers something just as easy to overlook. It's called You Walk Every Day After 60. Stop making this mistake. And it walks through 7 small habits that quietly turn your daily walk from something protective into something that can actually strain your joints over time, along with exactly how to fix each one. If today's video felt useful to you, that one absolutely will too. I'll leave it right here for you. I'm Dr. James Parker. Feed your kidneys well, and I'll see you in the next one.